This video is going to be about how to create a line plot using given data. Now, so what a line plot is basically a number line that you just plot data above. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a number line really quickly. And then I'm going to look at my data up here. All of my numbers up there look to be about 10 or less. So I'm going to number my number line starting at 1 and ending at 10. And then I'm going to go here in the middle, put 5, and then fill in the rest. You don't want to skip numbers. Like if you notice, like you have more even, you don't skip numbers. Do it in number order. So now I'm going to look at my data. My first data point here is a 5. So I'm going to put 1x above the 5 to represent that 5. And then I'm going to cross it out. Then I notice that my next number is an 8. So I'm going to put 1x above the 8 to represent that 8. Then my next number is a 2, so I'm going to put an x over the 2, cross out that 2 to show that I've used it. Then I'm going to put an x over the 3 because my next data point is a 3. My next one is a 4, so I'm going to put a x over that 4 and then cross it out. Next one is an 8, so I'm going to cross out that 8 after I put the x down. And you're going to keep doing this until you have plotted or placed on the line plot all your data. Notice that each little data point gets its own x. Each x represents how many times that number showed up in your data. And I'm almost done here. And now when I stop and I look at it, looks like the number that showed up the most are numbers 3 and 8. So that's how you would create a line plot. Sometimes you'll see a line plot like this where it's given you a problem and you have to create it. So this one says Isabella threw 4 softballs. She threw the balls 9, 12, 12, and 10 meters, and it has a picture of that. And then it says make a line plot of the distances. And then down at the bottom there you have your number line. Notice it starts at 8 and it ends at 12, and it doesn't skip any numbers. It just lists them all out. So let's see. When I'm looking at this, I don't have any balls that went 8 meters. So I'm going to leave that one blank to show that no balls went 8 meters. Then I'm going to look at 9. I notice that I do have a ball that went 9 meters. So I'm going to put 1x above the 9 to represent that one ball. I'm going to cross it out there so I don't come back to it. Then I'm going to look at 10. I see that I have one ball that's on the 10 line. I'm going to cross that 10 out up there and put an X above the 10. Then my next number is 11 meters, and I'm going to look and I see that no balls were thrown 11 meters, so I'm going to leave that one blank. And then 12, I've noticed that there's 2 balls, so I'm going to go ahead and cross out those 2 balls. And I'm going to write 2 X's there. So that's how you would do that one. Sometimes you will leave numbers blank because sometimes you don't have any data for that number. Let's look at another one here. This one says the zookeepers measured the lengths of all the lion's tails. They're going to make a line plot of the data. So there you got your data there. And then it wants to know how many plot points will represent a tail with a length of 45 centimeters. Now honestly, you can look at the chart and see how many times 45 shows up, or you could draw the number line, and that's what we're going to do. Now, if this were me, I would make my lowest data point the starting point for my number line, and the highest data point the ending point. So I'm going to start at 45, it looks like, and end at 49. And then I'm going to put the numbers that go in between them. So 46, 47, and 48. Remember, I don't skip any numbers. So let's see, 45, yes, there's a lion that has a tail of 45. So I'm going to cross out that 45 from my list. Then I'm going to look for 46. I don't see any 46s, so I'm going to leave that one blank. 47, I see 2. So I'm going to put 2 X's above the 47 and then to make sure I cross them out. 48, I see that there's 1, so I'm going to cross out 1. That 148 and put the X down. And then I notice that there's only 149, so I'm going to cross it out and write down that 49. Then I'm going to look back at my question. It says how many plot points will represent a tail with a length of 45 centimeters. Well, I'm going to go over here to 45 and I'm going to count how many X's I have above the 45. I'm going to circle it so I can see which one I'm looking at. And there is only 1 X. So the answer to that one would be 1. And let's see, this is our last one here. It says the heights of the books are 32, 36, 38, 32, and 35 centimeters. Make a line plot of the heights. And then down there, they already give us our line with the numbers labeled between 31 and 38. Notice again, they didn't skip any numbers. They wrote them all out. Now, my plot points are up here, up at the top inside the word problem itself. So I'm going to use that. So let's see. One book is 32, so I'm going to put an X over the 32, cross that out. Another one is 36, so I'm going to put an X over the 36 and cross that one out. And the next one is 38, so I'm going to find 38 and I'm going to cross that one out. The next one is 32, so another one, so I'm going to put another X on top of 32. So there's 2 books that are 32 centimeters tall. And then the last book is 35. I'm going to put an X on top of 35 to represent that. So when I'm looking at my line plot, I can see that I had 2 books that were 32 inches. Sorry, centimeters, not inches, centimeters. 35 centimeters, 36 centimeters, and 38 centimeters. 35, 36, and 38 each have 1 book that's that tall. If you have any other questions, please Class Dojo me, and have a wonderful day.